Imagine a beautiful big tree. Think how it began from a little seed. I think of the beech tree I climbed as a child, and little roots and a little shoot appears and you can pick it up and it seems so weak and frail. But there's a magic, a life force in that seed that is so strong that those little roots to reach the water can work through rocks and eventually push them aside. And that little shoot to reach the sunlight can work through cracks in a brick wall and eventually knock it down. If you think of the rocks and the walls as all the problems, environmental and social, that we've inflicted on the planet, it's hope. Hundreds and thousands of young people, roots and shoots, around the world can break through and make this a better place for us all.
It all began on Jane Goodall's front porch in Tanzania, when a group of students told her that they felt powerless, thinking about the problems around them. She encouraged them to use their voices and ideas to address the issues they saw head-on. Roots and Shoots was born. Whether it's natural disasters, homelessness, pollution, or even climate change, Roots and Shoots youth are taking on challenges and creating real positive change across the globe.
The most important message for Roots and Shoots is that every individual matters, and every individual makes a difference every day.
Now, Roots and Shoots is a worldwide movement of thousands of passionate young people making big impact. And it's growing.
If we think about all those young people who've now been through the program, who are out there in the adult world with changed perceptions of what goes on around them and understanding that what they do really does make a difference, I feel that this is my greatest reason for hope.
Youth aren't just our future, they are our present, and they're changing the world today.
Hello, this is Nina Perrin. I am from the Jane Goodall Institute in Austria, and I'm super glad to be joining Dr. Jane and the Jane Goodall Institutes today in honoring the Roots and Shoots leaders. I am very excited to serve as your host today for the awards presentations. So from all over the world, wherever you join us from, this is a warm welcome, and we're super happy that you're with us today. Over the last 3 decades, the Jane Goodall Institute's youth program, which is called Roots and Shoots, has grown into a movement of good for people, animals, and the environment that we all share. The impact of this program and the stories of the young people behind it, some of them are actually adults today, are countless. So it is today that we really want to take the opportunity and continue our 30th anniversary celebration by sharing some of these stories with you and honoring particularly amazing Roots and Shoots members from around the globe who really make a difference. Before we get started, I have the great pleasure to introduce our founder. Dr. Jane will have some opening remarks for us. And before that happens, just a quick reminder during the program, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to write us. Our team is very excited and happy to answer you. And now I guess I hand over to you, Dr. Jane.
Hello. This is Jane Goodall, or Dr. Jane, as I'm generally known in the Roots and Shoots world. And I think at the beginning I must introduce Mr. H, who's been my travelling companion for years and years and years, and some of you will know him. He's still here, still with me. Anyway, I'm really, really delighted to be joining you for the Roots and Shoots 30th Anniversary Awards event today. We're going to celebrate the wonderful contributions that have been made. We really are creating a better world for people, animals, and our planet all around the world. So many young people, and not so young, but young in heart, are really working to give us a better future. As I'm sure you all know, Roots and Shoots was created in 1991. We actually celebrate our 30th anniversary this year. It all started with 12 high school students in Tanzania, and they came from 8 different schools. And they came to talk to me about the things that worried them. I'd been doing a series of talks around the different schools, and they started thinking. And they wanted to tell me, well, why wasn't the government doing something about the poaching in their national parks? Or the illegal dynamite fishing that was destroying the coral reefs? Why weren't the people working to help the street children who had no homes? And why were people allowed to throw stones at dogs? They all had different problems that they wanted me to help to solve. So I said to them, well, let's try and find ways to fix these problems together. And I urged them to go and gather up their friends who felt the same way. And we had a meeting, would say about 30 people. And from that meeting, Roots and Shoots was born with the main message: every single one of us makes a difference every single day. And we can't live through a day without making a difference. And we get to choose what sort of difference we make. And we decided that every group would choose between them, as a group, 3 projects. 1 to help people, 1 to help animals, 1 to help the environment. And that program, which began with those 12 students and then 30, is now in 65 countries. It's got members in kindergarten, university, and even more adults are forming groups. And so hundreds and thousands of young people involved, and all those young people who've been through the program and keep their values with them as they go into jobs. And what are the values? Respect. Respect for each other, respect for animals, respect for the environment. So that's how Roots and Shoots began 30 years ago. And our first project was a beach cleanup. The students who started working to clean up the beach, their friends were laughing at them. You're doing this work and you're not being paid. You only work for your parents without being paid because they make you. Well, that was the beginning of volunteerism in Tanzania, and now all over Tanzania are volunteers who've been through Roots and Shoots, going into the schools and starting up new groups. And so volunteering is part of Roots and Shoots. And today there's Roots and Shoots groups in every district of Tanzania, and as I say, it's growing in 65 other countries around the world. I find that when young people understand the problems that we face in life, and they're encouraged and empowered to do something about them, to choose what to do and take action, they're unstoppable. They're so enthusiastic. You are so enthusiastic, so determined to make a difference. It's my greatest reason for hope. And all around the world I hear about what groups of Roots and Shoots are doing, and it's so inspirational. I'm absolutely thrilled to share with everyone the great work done by our awardees for this year. And I do hope that those of you who aren't yet part of the movement will be inspired to join us. Roots and Shoots is changing the world. Together we can save the world. Together we will. Thank you.
We are so excited to kick off the Roots and Shoots 30th Anniversary Awards event today. And to start, we're very proud and happy to introduce the Growing Together campaign and share the awardees for this category. To talk about this incredible campaign is the one and only actor and activist, former Governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Joining Arnold to introduce the awardees is Saad Amir, youth environmental activist and co-founder of +1 Vote. Together, they'll be sharing their profound support for and congratulations to our awardees who have helped create a greener world for all.
Hi, and I'm so glad to be joining my friend and inspiration Jane Goodall and the Jane Goodall Institute today in honoring Roots and Shoots leaders. Your work is incredibly inspiring to me and it gives me so much hope for the future of our world. The Roots and Shoots 30th Anniversary Action Campaign, Growing Together, encouraged members to experience and to save our forests. And I'm so proud of all of you for getting out there in nature and working in our forests, which I always call the lungs of our planet, and especially the award winners that we're honoring here today. Wow, what a great job all of you have done. So congratulations on your great work and on your 30th anniversary. And remember one thing, Jane, you are absolutely incredible. We love you. Keep up the great work. Hasta la vista.
Hi, my name is Saad Amer. I'm an environmentalist, activist, and the co-founder of Plus One Vote, an organization dedicated to improving the representation of young people, people of color, the LGBTQ, women, underrepresented communities really in our democracy. I believe by bringing a plus one to the polls and to the movement, we can create transformative change for social justice and the environment. I'm honored to be here today as part of this movement to join Dr. Goodall because we share a common reason for hope. The power of young people once they're inspired to create change. It's for that reason that I'm so happy to present the award for the Roots and Shoots 30th Anniversary Growing Together Action Campaign. This campaign focuses on another one of Dr. Jane Goodall's favorite reasons for hope, the resilience of nature. The campaign emphasized getting young people into nature and encouraging regeneration and protection of green spaces and forests. Together, the Roots and Shoots Global Network answered the call by planting native trees, increasing understanding of plant species, and finding ways to go green worldwide. With so many diverse submissions, the award committee had a really hard time in deciding the top 2 projects to recognize today. Here are your 2 awardees. For the Growing Together Recent Award, the awardee combined the indigenous knowledge of the Cowichan First Nations people, establishing a garden with plants that were used for dyeing, eating, and medicinal purposes, while also benefiting pollinators. For demonstrating the spirit of roots and shoots and exploring the interdependency of plants, wildlife, and humans, congratulations to the Howieman Elementary First Nations Plant Garden from Canada! So proud of you. This is so incredible.
I squeal. Hi tabga kasi tetzel at the kowits and tummel. Hi tab elwes.
Being part of the Roots and Shoots project has given us a platform and a structure to deliver opportunities and connect students to the natural plants of our ecosystem and all the gifts they offer. Having the garden space immediately accessible to our students offers a lot of opportunities for them to connect to our local plant community and learn and grow together.
Because of my family traditions, I have a beautiful relationship with plants, and I understand the importance of listening to elders and knowledge keepers. From conversations about the garden, we learned that the traditional name for this area is Kolitlam, which means where the berries ripen first. Honoring local history and place has informed all aspects of the garden design. Having students work and learning with the plants and nature just feels right.
We give thanks to the people who cared for the land since time immemorial, and we give thanks to the students who will learn and grow as they care for the land in the years to come.
Tsiet dot mistimo yet natamo kusi e hayal kach upnates. Tsiet smanamst who tatalet yet tatamo.
We give thanks to the Jane Goodall Institute Global for recognizing the importance of this project.
The project selected for the Growing Together Long-Term Award connects Roots and Shoots youth and groups from various socioeconomic backgrounds and volunteered a creative way to tackle food security challenges faced by communities across countries in Africa. The youth in this group used repurposed containers and seeds from kitchen waste to grow fruit and vegetable seedlings. These seeds were planted in impoverished community food gardens tended by Roots and Shoots youth, providing a healthy food source for community members. Congratulations to Seeds of Hope in South Africa. You give us all so much hope, and we're so excited. Thank you.
South Africa has one of the highest rates of food insecurity in the world. Half of our population does not have constant access to enough safe and nutritious food. The pandemic has increased the number of people suffering from hunger. When I heard about Roots and Shoots Seeds of Hope project, I realized that helping to grow seedlings for school and community food gardens would be the perfect way to improve the community's food security foundation. Over the past 18 months, I've grown well over 1,500 vegetable seedlings for Roots and Shoots Seeds of Hope project. The moment that had the greatest impact on me was seeing how well these gardens have been growing and hearing that the communities have already begun to harvest and eat some of the vegetables grown from my seedlings. It was also really rewarding to take the project into my school and have 20 girls arriving to meet Roots and Shoots with their own seedlings that they had grown. We handed over enough seedlings to fill a car and a trailer. I would like to encourage everyone to get involved in growing seedlings to contribute to community vegetable gardens. By simply planting seedlings using seeds or pips from the food you have eaten, you can easily give back to your communities and help others to grow stronger together. I have no doubt that, like me, you will really enjoy being able to nurture something and see it grow and feel that you are, in some way, having a living and lasting impact, however small, on the community.
The message that I want to give is don't take things for granted, because as we've seen with COVID, it can put a lot of people in struggles. I'd just like to say thank you to my school, St. Stithians College. Thank you to my family, and lastly, thank you to the Roots and Shoots organization. I'd like everyone to follow the incentive, which is to help where you can, because I really feel strongly about it. Thank you, guys.
So the second campaign is called Connect the Change, and this action campaign really highlights the power of youth leadership and the change that is possible when young people work together to take action for our planet by fighting plastic pollution, for other people by growing understanding among communities, and for animals by helping pollinators and keystone species. Again, we had 2 projects from Roots and Shoots groups that were really outstanding, and we're excited to share them with you. So I'm pleased to introduce you to our next award presenter, Ms. Sarah Bending, who serves as a member of the Jane Goodall Institute's Australia's board, has been pivotal in fighting wildlife crime through her own work, but also through the work of JGI Global's Forever Wild campaign and the Global Initiative to End Wildlife Crime.
Hello, I'm Sarah Bending. I'm an associate at the Centre for Environmental Law at Macquarie University here in Sydney, Australia. I also have the great privilege of sitting on the board of directors at JGI Australia, as well as serving as a resident expert on wildlife trafficking for JGI Global's Forever Wild campaign. And this includes representation to the Global Initiative to End Wildlife Crime. I am so excited to help celebrate the wonderful successes of Roots and Shoots over the past 30 years. So many young people around the world have planted the seeds of hope and action that will help our wildlife, our communities, and our planet long into the future. The 30th anniversary Connect the Change campaign inspired Roots and Shoots changemakers to take action, making a local difference, contributing to global impact in 3 categories. For the planet, by fighting the plastic pollution problem that is a growing threat to people and global habitats, especially our oceans. For people, by helping us understand ourselves and each other across identities and heritage so that we can work better together, and for other animals, especially pollinators and keystone species we depend on for healthy ecosystems. The awards committee saw so many wonderful and creative projects, it was hard to pick just two. In the Connect the Change recent category, the winning project tackles plastic and inspires people so we can protect wildlife. It's led by Olivia Mandel, 14, a roots and shoots animal activist and climate warrior. Olivia created the Jelly Cleaner, a utensil made from recycled materials that cleans microplastics from water. She gives workshops in schools throughout Spain to inspire young people, and she has gathered 100,000 signatures on a change.org petition to ban dolphinariums. She was invited to the Spanish Senate to work on a bill that would end breeding, trading, and keeping cetaceans in captivity. She soon will present her cause to Spanish Parliament. Congratulations, SUA, Save Us All, Protecting the Planet with Hope, Spain.
Roots and Shoots gives me hope because I see that a wave of change is coming. It has shown me that we are part of something much bigger than just our local communities. It connects us to an international movement of young people that are not just talking about making a difference, but acting and doing something about it. The past year has been incredible to see how an idea such as saving dolphins around Spain or cleaning microplastics from the sea can turn into something tangible and create real change. Lawmakers who hadn't realized that Spain is the largest prison for dolphins in all of Europe, but now are willing to do something about it. My campaign, directed to the President of Spain, has gained a lot of momentum. In addition to the over 100,000 signatures, a motion to prohibit dolphinariums has already been signed in the Senate and will be presented to the entire Parliament this fall with the intention of becoming a law. 183 children that participated in our last beach cleanup who will now not only think twice before littering, but become proactive and pick up where they see garbage polluting their beaches and waters. My dream is to create a marine sanctuary in the Mediterranean called SUA, Save Us All, and I am filled with hope that one day this will happen. Dr. Goodall is such an inspiration to me that I'm utterly humbled and honored to be recognized for this award. I would like to thank Marissa from Roots and Shoots Spain, my friends and family that have always supported me, and of course, Dr. Goodall and the Jane Goodall Institute, who give us hope every day. Thank you.
In the Connect the Change long-term category, the award goes to a project that is working to protect finless porpoises in the Yellow and Bahai Seas. Overfishing, pollution, and ship movement are threatening the porpoise's food supply in these waters. Now, more than 200 strong, this Roots and Shoots team has interviewed 350 fishermen, distributed dozens of research questionnaires, and collected nearly 700 stranded or dead finless porpoises. To raise awareness of the need to protect marine species, they distribute information in beach areas and nearby cities and organize beach cleaning projects. Congratulations to the Roots and Shoots Finless Porpoises Protection Project, Qingdao, China.
加入根与芽意味着我可以和更多的伙伴去一起维护地球的生态。在参与东亚江豚的项目中，我看到过江豚的奇特行为，也看到过更多影响它们生存的不利因素。我们尝试用社区宣传的方式改变人们和动物之间的关系，努力坚持来完成这个项目。
坚持这个项目的意义，可能是某一次在岸边见到的那个浮在水面上早已泡得发白的江豚尸体，它身上满是划痕、钩子、渔网，触目惊心。在接触这个项目之前， 身边的人，甚至是我自己，都并没有听说过江豚，更别说去了解保护它们了。而经过我们的努力，一张张宣传册被分发出去，网络问卷也被传播开。青岛乃至山东沿海有更多的人知道了东亚江豚，也知道了保护它们的重要性。我们走访渔民时听到的声音，也从开始时的不屑一顾、无所谓，到了几乎人人都有保护意识，真的非常有成就感。
经过我和我的家人们的一些宣传，我们的社区很多人也开始自觉地不去购买一些小鱼小虾，因为这些都是大海的血液啊。这让我感受到了自己微弱的力量也可以去保护海洋脆弱的生态环境，给了我极大的信心，更让我把学到的知识结合在东亚江豚的保护项目之中。我期待很多人在所在的地区和社区开展动物保护活动的同时，要深入一线，这样才能让事情有所转机。我们这次获奖非常的惊喜与意外，但这也激励着我们去挑战更复杂的问题。虽然我们的力量很渺小，但坚持下去，一定可以看到收获成功的时刻。加油，阳光伙伴！
我们不能透支地球和违背自然的规律，保护环境就是保护我们未来的家园。我希望更多有志于自然环境保护的人们，要敢于一线的调查和宣传，同我和伙伴们一起成为未来地球的捍卫者和建设者。
最后，能获得这个奖项真的非常开心，感谢徐老师一直以来的坚持，有你的保驾护航，这个项目才有今天的成就。感谢。
非常高兴我们能获得这个奖项，相信这又是一个起点，激发我们更加努力的去探索。
So our third action campaign was focused on the World Chimpanzee Day. Founded in 2018, the JGIs and several other organizations established this day to really celebrate our closest relative in the animal kingdom and the species we do care a lot about at the JGI. Of course, we talk about the chimpanzees. So this year, more than ever before, Roots and Shoots groups got involved in the World Chimpanzee Day and joined the celebration, and we couldn't be happier to highlight two very outstanding projects for you. Our award presenter for the World Chimpanzee Day is Stani Nyandwi. He's dubbed the Chimpanzee Whisperer for his hurrying efforts to help chimpanzees in the wild in Uganda, and is now at JGI South Africa's Chimp Eden.
Hello, I am Stan Nyandwi. I am chimp expert who has worked across Africa to make a difference for our cousin, the chimpanzee. Dr. Jane Goodall and her team at JGI share my passion for protect the chimpanzee. I'm proud to be here to recognize the Root and the Shoot members who have joined us on this mission. The Root and the Shoot 3rd Anniversary World Chimpanzee Day Action Campaign remind us how special chimpanzees are and how they are endangered by deforestation and illegal trade. Our Root and the Shoot members, we are challenged to take action to make the world a better place for chimpanzees so we can live peacefully together. Our winners are inspiring example of what we can do when we all working together. In only 2 years, the winning project in the world chimpanzee recent categories has reached thousands of people in communities near chimpanzee habitats. This Root and Shoot team has more than 10,000 member people of all ages know that knowledge and awareness are the tools needed to protect the chimpanzees. By celebrating chimpanzee in a movement across Tanzania, they have gone to school to educate students. They have used radio and television to tell people why chimpanzees are endangered and what they can do to help. Even with the challenge of COVID, they have found ways to keep the message alive. They have reached more than 1 million people. Congratulations to Chimpanzee Growth Movement, Tanzania.
Roots and Shoots Tanzania, through the children themselves, they came up with an idea of the Chimpanzee Day. And we are happy today to say the world is celebrating World Chimpanzee Day. It is because the idea started from Tanzania. Today, we are celebrating 30 years.
In the world chimpanzee long-term categories, restoring habitat in neighboring natural reserve is helping to ensure a good future for chimpanzee. 10 years ago, chimpanzee habitat in the Lukangabas reserve was at risk of being lost. People had cutting down many trees that chimpanzees and other wildlife need to survive. This root in the shoot team had meetings in their community to tell people how important it was to protect the chimpanzee. They started planting the trees in the reserve to restore the forest. Thousands of the new trees now grow there. Every year, give chimpanzees back a natural habitat they need. For their commitment and hard work, congratulations to restoring chimpanzee habitat, Burundi. Root in the Shoot team, thank you very much for hard work.
I am Buchumi Alenjoel, coordinator of Lukambas Environment Club, where we implement a project named Restoring Chimpanzee Habitat. To participate in this project is to acknowledge that chimpanzees are like people and they have right to live better. Many years ago, we decided to restore its habitats by planting trees which we produce in our eco-friendly nurseries, making fire caves to protect the forest from bushfires, and digging canals to fight against erosion. A positive difference is now observed with the celebration of Chimpanzees Day on 4th July. People are engaged to participate in restoring chimpanzee habitat. To protect chimpanzee is our concern. The project helped people around Lukambasi, Vyanda, and the Bururi Natural Reserve, where we found chimpanzees, to be involved in afforestation and reforestation to allow chimpanzees to get nests and food. Through this project, we have gained much. For example, we have students who are studying the international program for sustainable development thanks to Roots and Shoots. Those species, include chimpanzees, are important for our present and our future lives. Thank you.
So, the last action campaign of the 30th anniversary is called Voices from Our Earth. And this campaign recognizes the power and importance of indigenous communities. Something Dr. Goodall, the JGIs and Roots and Shoots have emphasized for decades through the Takara approach is how local and indigenous communities must be empowered decision makers and driving forces for conservation of the environment around them. So Voices from Our Earth emphasized how this ethic of care has been a fundamental belief among local and indigenous communities and sought to elevate their stories. So I'd like to welcome Nicholas Ibergen, who is a longtime friend of the JGIs in Latin America, and he's an environmental editor and journalist for Fusion and Univision.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Ibargüen, environmentalist, independent producer, and I was the environmental correspondent for Univision for the last 5 years. The Roots and Shoots 30th anniversary, Voices from Our Earth Action campaign, reminded us to listen to the indigenous and local voices, a representation of the stewards and protectors of the natural world and global biodiversity. Our winners of the Roots and Shoots 30th anniversary, Voices from Our Earth campaign, are inspiring examples of how we can join together to inspire this and the next generation to respect and empower local environmental leadership. The winning project in the Voices from Our Earth recent category includes over 50 members, ages 9 and older, who have been part of the Roots and Shoots for over 4 years. Their winning project aimed to share and hear stories from people all over Puerto Rico to learn more about their environmental struggles and activism. They connected with partners from the organization Friends of the Sea to learn more about issues facing those on the island, and they visited ancestral indigenous sacred sites to learn about their stories. Congratulations to Voice of Hope, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Colombia.
With the Voices from Our Earth and our project Voices of Hope, it was very amazing, to know a little more about our communities and about all the climate fights and that we've been having here in Puerto Rico, in our island. And it's been amazing the impact that it had. We see so many different situations going on all over the world with the COVID-19 crisis and everything that has been going on. But we still believe that we can make a difference in the world, that together we can make it, and together we will make that change happen. We have a voice and we have to use it. And that's what they teach us. And with this project of Voices of Hope, we not only listen to what they have to say, but we learn from other communities. I just wanted to say how grateful we are of receiving this award of the Roots and Shoots 30th anniversary. It means to be part of a group that really believes in hope, because that's what Dr. Jane Goodall gave to us. She's a beacon of hope for all the Roots and Shoots members. Just stay tuned for the exchange between the countries. It's going to make a big difference. I'm just very grateful for the chance that this campaign Voices from Our Earth and the project Voices of Hope. Así que mis agradecimientos para todos y cada uno de ustedes. Muchísimas gracias de verdad. Y mucho éxito y felicidades a todos los demás compañeros y compañeras de los otros países, ¿verdad? De Roots and Shoots, que fueron galardonados con este premio de Roots and Shoots 30 Anniversary Awards. Así que muchas gracias.
In the Voices from Our Earth long-term category, this project included 4,000 schools and over 100,000 students in primary schools. This Roots and Shoots project celebrated the ecological wisdom of one of Earth's oldest continuous cultures through a resource box for schools sharing indigenous wisdom and stories. This collaboration across Australia's lands included a compilation of knowledge and perspectives freely contributed to Pataurus Education and JGI Australia by First Nations. In the spirit of Dr. Jane Goodall's work, requests for contributions started with stories about conservation and the interconnectedness of all beings. The resulting first volume will take you on a journey towards understanding some of the work First Nations are doing to care for country and why they are doing it. Congratulations to the Living Landscapes, the Roots and Shoots Resource Box for Schools 2021, Australia.
Hi, I'm Abby Mitchell from the Jane Goodall Institute, Australia, and today I greet you from Yuin country on the south coast of New South Wales, Australia. I'm very excited to be considered for an award for the book that I co-edited called Living Landscapes, and I'd like to a huge shout out to Jen Cunningham, who is my co-editor. This book is about celebrating the voices of 11 Indigenous nations around Australia. And the way that we have done that is we've asked them to speak about what's important to them, to talk about culture in present day Australia, to talk about tradition, land management and caring for country. This book is their voice. Jennifer and I are merely acting to collaborate, shall we say, and make sure it's a smooth ride for everybody involved. It's a very exciting project, but that's phase one, collaborating and getting the book together. The next part of this exciting journey will be in early 2022 when the book, along with 3 other titles, are rolled out to 4,000 schools around Australia as part of what we call the Resource Box for Schools project. About halfway through creating this book, we decided to call it Volume 1 because we realised that we were only just scraping the very tip of how much there is to talk about and how many different nations we would have liked to invite to contribute to this book. So hopefully there will be a Volume 2, and again we'll get to explore some of the other amazing nations around Australia. Thank you very much for considering the Jane Goodall Institute Australia for this award. It's very exciting, and we hope that our work inspires others around the world to learn a little bit more about the important cultures in their neck of the world. The Jane Goodall Institute Australia would like to thank our amazing partners in pulling together this project. These are Anthony Phillips, Don Hanson Charitable Foundation, the Patoris Group, and Stuart McPherson, who actually wrote the other 3 books that are in this year's Resource Box for Schools. I'd also like to thank all of my colleagues because we're a team here at JGIA and we've done this together, so go us.
So while some Roots and Shoots projects have a beginning and an end, many young change makers actually find that the impact of a single project continues to grow and evolve over time. Their ever-increasing impact keeps their momentum and their motivation going, and so does their project. This is certainly the case with our next award for longevity, and for the other finalists who were in the running for it. Our award presenter is an incredible champion for roots and shoots. He's author and environmental education advocate, so I'm super excited to introduce you to Stuart McPherson.
Hello, my name is Stuart McPherson. I'm a conservationist and wildlife filmmaker. The Roots and Shoots 30th Anniversary Longevity Award is presented to a Roots and Shoots group that demonstrates the meaning of making a difference every single day in their community and beyond. By growing their impact over time, they're shaping a better world for tomorrow and today. Our winners of the Longevity Award include a group of over 150 changemakers aged 12 to 18 who have been making a difference for over 7 years. This Roots and Shoots family group has done a legendary project on endangered amphibian conservation since 2004. Their target species, the Suwon tree frog, is not only endemic but extremely near extinction. They're the first discoverers of the tree frog's habitat range. Previously, the frogs were known to live in a very narrow area, which is now extended thanks to their observations. Furthermore, they've done great work to save the frogs in their hometown, using everything from citizen science monitoring to public awareness campaigns. Their day-to-night hard work on citizen science projects even contributed to an academic publication. And their creativity and passion for conservation led to a nationwide award-winning invention of frog-friendly designed agricultural ditches, as many frogs become trapped and died out in the dryness of farmland ditches. Today, they continue their important conservation work by fighting against the construction of highways in the frog's crucial habitat. So many, many congratulations, Dr. Gore Family Group from South Korea.
제가 이 활동을 시작하게 된 것은 초등학교 때 일입니다. 지금보다도 오래전 저는 어린 나이에 우리 지역에 있는 생물들에 대해서 관심을 많이 가졌습니다. 그 중에서도 저는 우리 지역에 멸종위기종이 있다는 사실을 알게 되었고 멸종위기종인 수원청개구리에 대한 연구를 시작했습니다. 당장 어린 나이에는 멸종위기종이 우리 지역에 있다는 게 신기하기만 하고 또 그들의 서식지에 대해서 연구하는 것이 즐거웠습니다. 그렇게 해서 저는 고등학교 때도 그 활동을 계속하며 우리 지역에 있는 생물들에 대해서 그리고 멸종위기종들에 대해서 공부를 했습니다. 그러다가 저는 고등학교 때 한 가지 책을 읽게 됩니다. 피터 싱어의 동물해방이라는 책이었습니다. 그 책에는 제가 알고 있던 것을 송두리째 바꿔버릴 만큼 무서운 이야기들이 많이 있었습니다. 많은 동물들이 서식지를 잃고 죽어갔고 많은 동물들이 실험동물로서 사용되다가 죽어버렸고 또 지금까지도 많은 동물들은 우리가 편의를 취하는 사이에 사라지고 있다는 사실을요. 그 사실을 느끼면서 저는 참담한 기분을 느꼈습니다. 그리고 동시에 책임감을 느꼈습니다. 내가 할 수 있는 건 뭐지? 내가 이 끔찍한 일들을 어떻게 바꿀 수 있진 않을까? 라는 생각을 가지며 저는 지금 하고 있는 활동의 방향성을 조금 바꾸기로 생각을 했습니다. 그것은 바로 우리 지역에 있는 생물들만이라도 어떻게 방법을 내서 같이 공존하며 살 수 있는 방법을 찾고 그들의 삶을 조금이나마 더 낫게 할 수 있는 방법을 찾겠다고 생각을 했습니다. 그리고 제가 이 상을 받은 것은 저희 팀이 이 상을 받은 것은 굉장히 감사하고 또 앞으로 활동을 열심히 해야겠다고 생각이 드나 그와 한편으로는 저는 이 상의 기쁨을 지금 이 영상을 보고 계신 여러 활동가 분들께 돌리고 싶습니다. 우리들은 이러한 상이 없더라도 우리 모두가 위대하고 대단한 존재들이란 걸 알고 있으며 궁극적으로 세상을 바꾸기 위해서 열심히 노력하고 있다는 것을 압니다. 저희 팀도 그리고 저도 이러한 상을 받은 자리를 감사하게 여기며 앞으로도 세상을 긍정적으로 바꾸기 위해서 노력할 것입니다. 그리고 여러분들이 활동할 때도 저 또한 뒤에서 응원하며 같이 활동하도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
So, while Dr. Goodall and those 12 Tanzanian high school students launched Roots and Shoots all those years ago, the program has become the movement it is because of the help and support of many individuals who have truly given their life to make a difference. For our last and certainly not the least award, we are delighted to present our Lifetime Achievement Awards to 9 individuals who deserve more recognition than we could possibly ever give. We are truly honored to have Her Excellence Ms. Razan Al Mubarak, recently elected President of IUCN and Managing Director of the Mohammed bin Zayed Species Conservation Fund, as our esteemed awards presenter for the Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Hello, I'm Razan Al Mubarak, President of the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, and a dear friend of Jane and a dear friend of Roots and Shoots. I'm so lucky to be able to share the awardees for the special category of the Lifetime Achievement Award. These individuals have demonstrated all of the most important values of the Roots and Shoots program. Values of compassion, inspiration, connection across cultures and identities and species, and a dedication to impact, growing the movement to create a better world for people, animal, and the planet that we share. It was a very difficult decision to choose those individuals, and Dr. Goodall had selected these awardees in recognition of their commitment to Roots and Shoots for a period of more than 2 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the Lifetime Achievement Awardees. Lifetime Achievement is presented to Mary Lewis. After working for 25 years with Conoco and volunteering for the Jane Goodall Institute for several years, Mary Lewis began working with and traveling with Dr. Goodall in 1995. Today, she is the vice president and at the office of the founder and works closely with Dr. Goodall on all aspects of supporting her robust schedule and events, spreading Jane's message far and wide. She also serves as a board member of the Joel Goodall Institute, both global and in the UK, and has been a long-time advocate and cheerleader for Roots and Shoots worldwide. Congratulations, Mary Lewis.
I was around at the very, very early stages of Roots and Shoots. I was in Dar es Salaam at a time when the first Roots and Shoots coordinator, who I don't think had even been appointed as a coordinator, Nsaya Kionra, was giving art classes to the beach children in front of Jane's house. I know the difference that it began all those years ago to make in Tanzania. And then, of course, I was fortunate enough to travel and work with Jane and visit schools in the United States and other parts of Europe, and to meet colleagues from all over the world, and to attend the wonderful mentor meetings in Whidbey Island, and to just see the growth of Roots and Shoots around the world. I was very lucky because I grew up in the country surrounded by animals, but so many young people don't have that opportunity. And I think to see inner city children inspired and engaged and learning about their surroundings, even if they're not exotic, learning about beetles or worrying about local trees or having concern for people in their community, can bring the most wonderful new dimension to lives. Since then, we've gone on to have the gatherings at Windsor Castle. So I've met all great number of young people who are now our leaders from around the world in Roots and Shoots, who are making a terrific difference in their countries. And I've also had feedback from adults who have been through Roots and Shoots, who have based their lives and their philosophy and their ongoing ethics on the things that they learned through our program. So I know how important it is 30 years later, and I'm just very, very proud to have been part of it. I was deeply honored, very surprised, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be included among so many other people for whom I have such respect. The other awardees, many of whom I have known for a great number of years. It's very exciting and a great privilege to be part of that.
Lifetime Achievement is presented to Tim O'Halloran. This award is dedicated to the late Tim O'Halloran, accepted posthumously by his wife, Pamela. Tim and Pamela first met Dr. Goodall at their outdoor classroom in 1989 and attended meetings at Rigby Island. Some of Tim's early ideas were inspiration for how the Roots and Shoots program was developed and initiated by Dr. Goodall and students in Tanzania. Thank you to Tim and Pamela.
Hi, I'm Pam O'Halloran, and it is an honor to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award for my late husband, Tim O'Halloran. His family, as well as myself, are so honored to be able to accept this award in his honor. And thank you, Dr. Jane, for this presentation. We also have such wonderful memories of when we began our journey with you in 1989, when you came to dedicate our outdoor classroom at Hale High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you were able to greet us with a pant hoot, all of our elementary, middle school, and high school students. And that was the beginning of our journey. It is an honor to have this recognition and also such wonderful, hopeful memories. Some of our main memories are probably developing in the very beginning curriculum for our Roots and Shoots program and getting other schools in other states in the United States involved. And another thing is it was really hopeful to see students that we have incorporated into our Roots and Shoots programming throughout public schools and middle schools in Oklahoma, to watch them grow and to go on to college and select careers in the fields of science and to go on to study environmental law and environmental conservation. I think that gives me so much hope, because I know it's going to be our youth and our children that are going to carry on the messages of making the world a better place. And so, Dr. Jane, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of making this world a better place and being a part of Roots and Shoots with you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Lifetime Achievement is presented to Jafit Jonas Mwangabe. In 1991, Jafit became one of the first secondary school students to join Roots and Shoots in Kigoma, Tanzania. He became the first president of his school Roots and Shoots Club, which became one of the most active clubs in the Eastern region. He was an important part of a very successful school project that launched a campaign to educate community members and help eradicate cholera in the Mawindiga village, supported by the Tanzanian government and UNICEF. He became trained by the Gombe Stream researchers staff from the Jane Goodall Institute before he was appointed as the first Western Zone coordinator of Roots and Shoots. In this position, Jafit was able to promote public understanding of the plight of chimpanzees and other wildlife. Jafit was also founded the Roots and Shoots program in the Congolese refugee camp in Kigoma and is the author of The Threatened Animals of East Africa, a JGI educational manual that has expanded the understanding of natural history, biology, and conservation to students in over 2,000 secondary schools and universities in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. Jafet has trained and inspired hundreds of local and international students and volunteers working in different regions in Tanzania as parts of Roots and Shoots. He is now the Northern Zone Coordinator of Roots and Shoots, inspiring thousands across the country. Congratulations to Jafet.
Hello, I'm sending this very important message from Roots and Shoots Tanzania here. My name is Jafet Mwanang'ombe. I'm the Roots and Shoots National Coordinator. It has been 30 years of a very productive work in Tanzania since when it all began in Dar es Salaam. Today, Tanzania is celebrating these 30 years with more than 5,000 Roots and Shoots groups, and that we are actually registering nearly 500,000 members across the country. So we are actually growing, and we have grown all this much. And we are very proud to be a mother country of program origin. So for the last 30 years, quite a number of successful accomplishments have been made. 100,000 of Roots and Shoots members have planted, more than 2 million trees around the country. The government have given us more natural reserves for us, to take part using our youth-led voluntary actions. Roots and Shoots Tanzania has also helped other African countries. Roots and Shoots Tanzania also is a pioneer of several national and international occasions. The children themselves, they came up with an idea of the Chimpanzee Day. The women's soccer actually concept in Tanzania started through Roots and Shoots. So the concept of recycling and the plastic use campaigns also started, with a campaign by Roots and Shoots. We are happy to see that today the world is celebrating Roots and Shoots Peace Day, and it is becoming a UN Peace Day. And the UN also is acknowledging and is recognizing the giant peace door, which was also created by Roots and Shoots. So we see that for the last 30 years, there has been a lot of local, regional, and global successful campaigns and the program that were established by Roots and Shoots Tanzania. So we are very happy, and we want to wish everybody a very, very happy, successful anniversary for Roots and Shoots in the world.
Lifetime Achievement is presented to Erasto Neveke. Erasto joined Roots and Shoots in 1992 when he was inspired by a visit from Dr. Jane Goodall. After finishing his secondary school, Erasto went to Teachers College, where he obtained his degree, and he became the Dar es Salaam Regional Volunteer Coordinator for Roots and Shoots. And after 3 years, he was promoted to Eastern Zone Coordinator. And in this position, he was instrumental in spreading the program to the southwestern part of Tanzania, as well as from the mainland to Zanzibar. Some of the most important projects that he's been involved in include Yatima, an orphanage scholarship program, a Dar es Salaam recycling campaign, and several native tree planting campaigns, as well as annual Peace Day forums. Erasto facilitated many teachers' workshops on environmental education and the startup of Roots and Shoots clubs. Congratulations to Erasto.
My name is Erasto, and today, as we are celebrating 30 years anniversary of Roots and Shoots, I'm very happy and very proud to be part of this program. That in my lifetime I've witnessed like a profound impacts that has been made to the communities and more specifically to the young people, and have seen and witnessed like huge changes in leadership skills, values, and confidence, and the growth of the young people at first hand on how they come and practice leadership skills, leadership roles and values to their communities, and how that helps the community to adapt and demonstrate the milestone behavior changes, milestone altitude changes, and on perspectives on how they look and perceive animals' rights and the environment, the communities, and how they feel up themselves being part of all this cycle, and how they bring up projects that they give solution to these areas, the animals, the communities, and the environment as well. I'm pleased that today I'm being awarded as this Lifetime Achievement Award, and I'm so pleased with Jane Goodall, the steps and the life that I've gone through with her, the lifetime I've gone through with the program, and seeing the program when we started in Dar es Salaam very young and a few schools around. Now, today we are celebrating thousands of clubs, thousands of members all around, thousands of projects, thousands of solutions to our community. So I'm very proud and I'm very happy, and my heart really celebrates to be given this lifetime award membership with the program. And thank you so much, and happy 30th anniversary, Roots and Shoots. Thank you.
Lifetime Achievement is presented to Rick Eselta. Rick was an educator and mentor teaching for 36 years. Rick is credited as one of the earliest Roots and Shoots mentors, having collaborated with Dr. Jane and others on the development of Roots and Shoots in the early 90s. Rick and his wife Nellie established a robust Roots and Shoots network in Connecticut before they moved to Puerto Rico, where they continued to share Dr. Jane's message with local youth. Their Roots and Shoots program, Seeds of Hope, was created in the wake of Hurricane Maria. Through this project, more than 1,000 pounds of seeds were distributed among the most affected people in Puerto Rico. They conducted workshops demonstrating how to grow food gardens for community members and at homes. Additionally, thousands of trees have been planted to help with the reforestation in the island. His journey with Roots and Shoots has taken him literally across the globe, where he has left a lasting impact. He has been an integral part of the growing Roots and Shoots program globally.
This is Rick Eselta from the Jane Goodall Institute, Roots and Shoots in Puerto Rico. I was a child during World War II. It was a time of horror and hope. At 7, my playground was the bombed-out ruins of Berlin. The world was a mess. People had been through hell and needed hope. Even as a kid, I sensed that something was needed to fill the void left by years of evil and destruction. One of the places I was placed in as a child was a farm school. Like Jane, I quickly realized that even if people were not totally dependable, animals were. They either licked your hand or bit it, but you knew where you stood with them. Your relationship with them was honest. She had a dog, I had an old racehorse. My ongoing story leading up to Jane and Roots and Shoots included a lot of work with students, environmental issues, Peace Corps service in the atomic test islands of the Pacific, and teaching troubled teens for 36 years. Meeting Jane at the university and at my high school, where I taught troubled kids, was like lightning striking. It was the beginning of a long and wonderful friendship and collaboration. There have been so many adventures after that, from Africa, Latin America, Caribbean, Europe, Belize, Canada, Mexico, England, and more. Major outstanding memories include setting up university Roots and Shoots programs in the United States, working with Tanzanian Roots and Shoots programs to do environmental work, and setting up a national sports program for thousands of disabled adults and children in both the United States and especially in Tanzania, getting hundreds of wheelchairs made and distributed so kids could get to school and adults could get to work, both in the U.S. and Caribbean. Working with my wife Nellie on helping Puerto Rico recover from devastating hurricanes, earthquakes, and so forth through education, seed planting, and agricultural programs, and initiating Roots and Shoots all across the island in every place we possibly could, especially in universities. One major aspect has been my recovery from cancer related to my overseas assignment in the Peace Corps. This led to my using my disability as a way of helping others to overcome limitations through athletic activities, mainly racing in wheelchairs. As of this writing, I've completed 52 marathons and hundreds of other athletic events, many of which have been utilized to involve young people and raise funds needed for environmental activities. The Roots and Shoots mantra of compassion, action, and knowledge, everyone can make a difference, can apply to almost every major problem we face. It not only gives us hope, but it's a blueprint for accomplishing goals and gathering support for Roots and Shoots projects on an individual and community level. Along the way, the support of my wife, children, friends, and co-workers has been invaluable. Nellie, my wife, has been my angel and a tiger throughout the journey, taking up many of the burdens when I needed help. She's been my advisor, she's been my idea person. Through cancer and other major medical battles, she's been there, spreading Roots and Shoots throughout Puerto Rico and becoming a self-taught sustainable agriculture advisor. She had to deal with me being in Tanzania during the embassy bombing, and I literally could not have done much without her. So, it's really great getting the Lifetime Achievement Award for my adventures with JGI and Roots and Shoots. Although it's more like our lifetime achievements because it's been a family and friends story. I can only hope that the lifetime has more chapters to it and becomes the never-ending story. Love and hugs, Rick Aselta.
Lifetime Achievement is presented to Dr. Katrina Macht. Dr. Katrina has been involved with Roots and Shoots since 1993, where she met Dr. Goodall at Hillside School. The school adopted the ethos of Roots and Shoots, and she even wrote her PhD dissertation on the program, titled Qualitative Study of the Influence of Childhood Place-Based Experiences on the Lives of Young Adults. This work showed the meaningful impact Roots and Shoots youth carry through their lives into adulthood. Dr. Katrina has also initiated the long-standing program Students Raising Students, providing scholarships to students in Kenya and Tanzania. Dr. Katrina is still involved with Roots and Shoots programs today, and her experience and knowledge of the program are invaluable. Congratulations to Dr. Katrina.
When I first met Dr. Jane in 1993, she suggested that our school have a Roots and Shoots group. And 2 years later, in 1995, we did. That Roots and Shoots group has been going strong ever since, to this day. And it became so much a part of the fabric of our school's identity, the fabric of our school's existence. We wove it into not just the after-school service projects that we were doing, but we made it a part of our curriculum. We wove it into our science, social studies, language arts curricula, so that it was a part of everything we did. It also affected me at a very deep and personal level, from my experiences visiting Tanzania 3 different times to my experiences meeting teachers who were involved with Roots and Shoots across the United States. It helped me develop some lasting friendships. It actually gave me the topic for my research, for my dissertation. I studied students of my own who had gone through the Roots and Shoots program and now were young adults, to learn how Roots and Shoots affected them. So it was a part of everything I did for the last more than 25 years. Roots and Shoots gives me energy. Roots and Shoots gives me joy. Roots and Shoots gives me hope. To be recognized by Dr. Jane for this Lifetime Achievement Award is truly an honor and a thrill beyond description. I think it is probably the greatest award that I have ever received in my career. Dr. Jane, you have been my hero since I was 12 years old. And to be recognized by you is just momentous for me. It is a milestone in my life. And thank you so much, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be the person I am today. You have influenced me. You've influenced my career, my teaching practices, my behaviors as an individual. And I so appreciate that you recognized me for this Lifetime Achievement Award. I cannot begin to express my gratitude enough.
Kelly Koch has been with Roots and Shoots Taiwan since its inception in 1997 and is now the executive director of the Jane Goodall Institute in Taiwan. Under her leadership, Roots and Shoots in Taiwan has spread throughout the country and has been accepted into the national curriculum. Congratulations to Kelly Koch.
Hello, this is Kelly from the Jane Goodall Institute, Taiwan. I am truly honored by this award. The Roots and Shoots program in Taiwan has flourished because we have a great team here. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my wonderful and supportive board, our committed beyond belief colleagues, our passionate Roots and Shoots teachers and students, and our many partners who have been part of our journey over the years. To us, teamwork is paramount. The Roots and Shoots program has touched many lives in Taiwan. The young people who grew up engaging in Roots and Shoots projects, be it taking part in our animal parades, dressed up as animals, speaking up for the animals. We've planted native plants in schools and communities, creating beautiful butterfly gardens, cleaning up beaches and rivers, sharing the conservation messages through artwork and performances. These are young people who have definitely grown up with a different set of values, and they know through first-hand experiences that their actions are important. And because they always have had fun along the way, they are always keen to do more. The educators we work with over the years have never ceased to be amazed by the passion, commitment, and change that they see in the children they work with. So to me, the vision of Roots and Shoots, this empowerment of individuals through action, has been such an inspiration to me and my family. My eyes lit up whenever I speak of Roots and Shoots, and my heart is kindled with a warm and steady flame when I think of my Roots and Shoots family. So again, my most sincere thanks to the JGI family for this award, and of course to Jane especially for her guidance and infinite wisdom over the years, and to my colleagues around the world who have made Roots and Shoots such a gift. Thank you.
Lifetime Achievement Award is awarded to Renee Gunther. Renee started Roots and Shoots activities with her students at her school in the Bronx in the late 1990s and introduced these students to the wonders of nature through excursion to wilderness areas. For many, this was the first time they were out of the city. After retiring, Renee continues to work with Roots and Shoots groups at various schools and high schools across the country. Congratulations to Renee.
I have witnessed several profound impacts Roots and Shoots had on both the students that I taught in the Bronx, New York, and those I worked with out here in Tucson, Arizona. I believe the best way to communicate a bit of what I experienced would be through their words rather than mine. And for your sake, although it was hard, I chose just two. And these are students who I had the pleasure of teaching 24 years ago in the Bronx. The first one is from Sedonia. As an inner city youth, I had never seen natural environments or stars that really are in the sky. So why would I care to protect and help the environment thrive. The many class trips we took were going deeper and deeper into nature, along with our Roots and Shoots projects, helped us escape the parameters of our social norms in the Bronx. I am forever grateful for the invaluable lessons our projects taught us. We proved that no matter how young we were or the color of our skin, our voices matter, and our ideas can and did make a difference. I have also carried many of these lessons to my children. And the last one is from Rodney. I can say Roots and Shoots was at the beginning of my realization that the world was much bigger than the Bronx, and that I could go out into the world like Dr. Goodall did and find my place in it. I think back at those days and sometimes think about the work we did in our foray into sustainability. It's become such a hot topic today, but it's nice to know that 20-odd years ago, with the help of Roots and Shoots, a bunch of kids from the Bronx were looking at and thinking about how to create a more sustainable future. I now live and work in the Netherlands at a firm that is a global leader in sustainable asset management. So I'm still a Roots and Shoots member doing my part. Receiving this award has now become the greatest honor of my life that I share with all my Roots and Shoots students and my dearest friends, Myrn and Jerry O'Sullivan, who are responsible for opening my mind and heart to the magnificence of the natural world, which became my paramount goal to pass on to many, many, many of the classes I taught. Jane, knowing you and receiving so much gratification from working in the Roots and Shoots program, I consider to be the greatest gifts my life has brought me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking and congratulating in all our Lifetime Achievement Awardees. Thank you.
It's very exciting for me. I've been talking for so long about giving awards to the people who've really, really, really helped Roots and Shoots right from the beginning. I feel a real sense of gratitude to all of you who are there now, who've helped from the very start. Long before Roots and Shoots began, I visited a school in Tulsa, and I met a man called Tim O'Halloran. I said, Tim, why do you think your clubs persist? And he said, oh, well, it's because we have fun. We have to have fun. If a program doesn't give kids fun, it won't last. It's not just work, it's not just learning, it's having fun together. When I was meeting all these young people in the very late 80s who seemed to have lost hope, this little seed planted by Tim went round and round in my head and actually led to the development of Roots and Shoots.
We're honored for Tim to be able to receive this award. His high school students would come down with my elementary students, and we made a little card for them. And to join the science club, well, we called it Keepers of the Earth, that you had to do something kind for an animal, something kind for another person, and something kind for the environment. Yeah. And look where that all started, that way back, even before Roots and Shoots, that was another seed that was planted that was so much fun. And it was just, we're all connected. It's just wonderful.
I'm very proud to be here. I love Roots and Shoots. It has saved me personally
It was life-changing for me as an educator and as a human
Yes.
being. And because of that, then I was able to share that with my students, and then it became life-changing for so many of them.
I attribute it to their feelings that they were important, they were empowered, and they could make a difference.
They have a lot of confidence, and they want to do it, no matter how. And that is how I see Roots and Shoots is changing, is making a lot of impact, and the impacts are becoming visible.
It's not just a cliche, it's not just our mind, it's a reality that they do have a purpose, that they are here for a reason, and that they can help others.
Is the power that Roots and Shoots has, and shares it directly to the young people. And then young people feels that they are responsible and they are part of the solution.
I think it's really a very different message and also a very different pathway. I think this sense of positivity is really, really important. And I think it shows us the way forward.
It's the breaking down the barriers. It's the kindness that you see among Roots and Shoots people when they come together. It's learning to understand and respect each other's cultures, to value individuals. These, as Kelly says, are very positive messages, and they are missing in so many parts of the world at the moment.
I have the feeling that we are doing the right thing. Where we are going to the right direction. We are doing the right thing, and we are investing for good.
To me, as a positive mindset to the Roots and Shoots members, it gives me huge hope to this planet.
The main feeling that I have right now is to hear people whom I love and respect so much and admire so much actually talking about the very things that inspire me about Roots and Shoots and why Roots and Shoots gives me hope. So I just want to thank everyone at the end of this wonderful session for all that you've contributed over so many years to help Roots and Shoots grow into the kind of program that I envisaged at the beginning and prayed and hoped would work. And it's just working even in an even more amazing way, probably, than I ever dreamed.
This was really, really great, really inspiring. I am super touched, and it's just incredible to see what impact all these young change makers and their adult mentors have around the globe through Roots and Shoots. It's really exciting to see what difference all these young people make. And I can say for all of us, we're deeply impressed with your projects and the movement you've actually created. I think because of you, we know we have a more hopeful tomorrow. And as we close our program, I also want to hand over to Dr. Jane for some closing remarks. Really, thank you for this project and all this inspiration and love you shared with us today.
Hello. Well, what an amazing, wonderful event this has been. It's been especially inspiring for me. When I think about all that Roots and Shoots is doing around the world today, and then how it all began 30 years ago with just 12 high school students. Wow. And now we're in over 60 countries and growing all the time. Goodness, we've touched the lives of so many young people all around the world. You know, it's you young people who give me so much hope for the future, because once you know the problems and you're empowered to take action, gosh, you're making positive change everywhere. There's nothing a Roots and Shoots group won't tackle. Your hard work and enthusiasm and kindness is truly making a difference for people, animals, and Mother Nature around the globe. I get hundreds of messages from people like you telling me how Roots and Shoots has changed their lives and gives them hope. In fact, Roots and Shoots has been, as I hoped when we launched it back in 1991 in Tanzania, an antidote to those feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, despair, anger, apathy that so many young people feel when they understand how we're harming the planet and your future. When we roll up our sleeves and tackle something we care about with our group, we see that we're making a difference. That makes us feel good, and we want to do more. So today, we're celebrating all that you have accomplished. There'll be many watching who've also been involved in making the world a better place, and I thank all of you as well. Just carry on and don't give up. Next year, we'll be recognizing other individuals or groups who've been tackling a whole variety of problems and making a difference, helping people, animals, and the environment. I'm already looking forward to celebrating the wonderful work that I know you'll be presenting. So, I want to end up by thanking you, every Roots and Shoots member, for giving me hope. Roots and Shoots is a movement that's unstoppable. Already it's making a huge positive impact, and it's forming an ever-growing tapestry of hope around the world. Our message is helping people understand that each and every individual makes an impact on the planet every day. If we all choose to make ethical choices in how we live our lives, the cumulative effect is massive. Together, we can save the world. And together, we will save the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jane, as always, for your incredible inspiration, for your leadership, but most of all, for your hope. I think we can say congratulations to our awardees today, and congratulations to all the individuals, the groups and projects who were nominated for these awards, and everyone who's been involved and part of this 30th anniversary celebration. I guess we can all say we are very proud of the last 30 years, but equally we're super excited about the next 30 years. So finally, thank you to everybody who is watching today and everybody who joined us, enjoyed these award presentations. You are part of the Roots and Shoots family too, and we're so grateful to have you here and be part and making a difference. So you can learn more and find out how to join Roots and Shoots at rootsandshoots.global and follow us here on social media. Thank you.